I actually don't know how to start this video. Oh, technically, this isn't a video, it's a live. You know what? It's actually just a lie, but we don't talk about that. So, this is technically going into the fact that. Well, this is actually technically. We're going into the fact that in the controversial stuff that we. Well, the controversial stuff that I asked you guys in the. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Controversial stuff. I mean, I can actually look at it. There's almost 200 stuff on that. I find that really funny. Now, there's a lot of stuff I need to talk about this, and there is no, actually, yeah, there's a lot to talk. Okay, so there's a lot of things we need to talk about this freaking thing, but I'm gonna go start slow, but with number one. Um, If you guys ever looked at the Solarballs wiki, there is, if you look into like all characters or whatever, no, just characters in general. Okay, just take me just to characters, please. I can't. Okay, just show me every character. God damn it! I literally cannot do this. Okay, okay. Show me every character. My God. Like, do you see how everybody's like, for example, there's every single character, like, list of characters. Could have just looked at that. Never mind, I just could have. Just show me the freaking. I just want to see. Okay, there you go. I got it. Do you see that? Like, every single character is like seen as, like, mostly every single planet is seen as a protagonist. I think everybody, like, every planet is seen as a protagonist plus Luna, and I think Pluto, but I don't remember. Just show me the. I think, right? And there's some characters, and if you don't know what protagonist is, it's like the main character, and then you have semi protagonists. Don't really know what that means, but that means like they're technically good and technically main, but they don't really count. And then there's uh, Tritagonist, what Trident is. I don't know if that's just a joke or just he's just that. But but you know, and then there's just nat neutral, which is, well, they don't classify as either. Then there's also semi antagonist, which is Europa and Ganymede, I think. Still, who are evil but technically not evil anymore, or were evil and then not evil. And then there's also just antagonists, which I think only X falls into. Now, can you guys tell me one thing wrong about that list of protagonists, semi-protagonists, which is Io, Callisto, and Titan, neutral, which is technically everything else? Then what is wrong with that? Okay, what is there anything wrong with that list? Okay, the thing I okay, okay. You know, wait, give me a second. Give me a quick second. They're like, but it should be actually just Earth and Luna in the protagonist role. All the other planets and everything else is a semi-protagonist, and Mars is just neutral because he doesn't have anything going for it. Him going for it because they don't even give him anything because I don't know, they just don't. And then Planet X shouldn't even be an antagonist, like fully, just an semi-antagonist because he just doesn't. You can't put him in the role of antagonist, and it just feels really weird. And then, okay, here's another thing. I think Planet X acted a bit too harsh for what like everything. I'm just gonna say that. Say that because yeah, I get that you were ejected and all that, but I don't think you needed to do whatever he did. First of all, banish the biggest planet in the solar system and also almost caused Earth to die. Secondly, almost killed like 3 moons with asteroid dodgeball. And like I see where he's coming from when he got banished and all that, but I feel like technically, theoretically speaking, even if Jupiter didn't move, he would still kill a lot of stuff. He's probably always growing. Like how because he can't because he's made out of freaking gas. Like what do you want me to say to that? and and he and X doesn't seem to have patience like at all. At all. Like the fact that he didn't freaking he was I don't even know this. Like he didn't wait for them to actually wait and think about what they're gonna tell the sun about it because technically the solar system was falling apart already and and we don't really need that. I'm not saying I hate X, but I feel like he was a bit too what to call it. He's just something. Okay, I'm gonna get this off my chest here, but every arc after the Moon Revolution was garbage. It's garbage. Garbage. The Moon Club arc, that was I actually didn't even watch the whole thing because I got bored for in episode 1. I was like, oh, this shit sucks. I don't want to watch it because it's not even that good. I mean, it's not so bad. I mean, because it leads into the solar system trials and the solar system trials and result. The solar system trials were all right. I'm not saying they were good, but they're all right. But like, and also the thing about like the first of all the terraforming arc, which was supposedly about Mars, it was mostly about Earth. I'm just it's they're literally just leaving. Just let him die, basically. let him roast in a fire. Fire with Mars. Don't give him anything. Let him die. That's basically what they were doing. And the the alien arc. Actually, to be honest, I didn't even watch that. I knew it was gonna be garbage. It looked like garbage. It seemed like garbage. It just actually, I don't even want to look about like the summary of it because it seems pretty garbage. Another thing is we need to talk about the fact that even if there's a female character in this entire show, you don't need to ship it with the character that they literally interact with in the same episode. The only one that I think you can say or justify is Europa and Ganymede because they're canon, and maybe Thea and Proto, but to be honest, Proto seems kind of like a dick, and Thea is kind of not good either, so maybe just be me, but hold up. Let me just see how the wiki calls her in the shade, but let me, is it, uh, okay. Yeah, so technically, and like, I'm not hating on Thea. It's just not that good. I'm just gonna. She's not the best character. I'm just gonna be honest. She's just really weird. Plus, okay, I feel like the things before the Earth is lost or lost Earth or whatever they called it was okay, but you know, can't really have that. But like, Okay. Okay. I need to. Okay. Talking about Earth, we need to leave it alone. We need to leave Earth alone. See, I think there's like a possibility that I know why they're focusing on him because he's our planet and probably is much more interesting because he has life and all that. But can we leave him alone? He already had an arc about being depressed and all that. And he changed for the better, but now he seems kind of bland if you kind of think about it. You kind of think about it. like I know that technically, well, it's cool. I mean, actually, I want to release the moods. And I want to see Takeda die. I want to see her die so bad. She hasn't. She's like a. She's like like. There's a line that you had to put, and she crossed that line. I hate her so much. Maybe I'll just say this every single time. I just. But like, and I feel like they're stretching this Thea arc for like 10 freaking episodes. We could have put each of the we could put Lost Earth in one episode. We can put the solar system as empty in one episode. We can just do because that would finish everything much quicker. And I'm just the first planet's part 2 kind of sucked. I'm just gonna say that because it's just stupid. I feel like it just didn't it should have. I thought they would actually collide in this one, but well. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna be really honest here. I feel like half of these episodes were just placed together and like had no thought behind it, and they were kind of terrible, and they just didn't really make any sense. And I think, and the next part, I hope it's gonna be good. Hold up, 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 hold up. Okay, I may have had a little sneak peek of the characters in the next part, and we're gonna be seeing young Ganymede and Europa in the next episode. Okay, this is when I changed my itch to. Holy crap, we're seeing younger moods today. That's when you know it's gonna be a good day. We're gonna see younger Ganymede and Europa in this next episode. Okay, now, okay, now it's only them, but we also see young Pluto and Sharon. Well, it makes me so happy. Please tell me we see the other Ganymede. Please. If we have to wait another episode to see the younger Io and Callisto, I'm gonna kill ya. But like, please, it says it right here. It says young Ganymede and young Europa. That's like that's that's when you know you're on something, bro. I'm gonna go insane. Okay, so okay, so after this, what? Oh, wait, I bet you there's gonna be a First Planets Part 4 if Thea and Proto don't collide yet, and Venus has to have something to do with it because of what Mercury said the other time. I forgot what he said, but he said something. but he said something, and I forgot what he said. And they don't. They never. Oh, okay. Talking about Chrysalis. How many of you guys really wanted more than just Theia and Planet X as the hypothetical planets in the solar system? I know I did because I made like a couple. I mean, you already know I made a. Duh, you already forgot. uh, uh, I got Volcanon here. Planet V. If you don't know who that is, it's technically the other guy. I don't even know how to say his name. I call him Patreon for no good reason at all. It's not his name. Neth and if you don't know, Chera is the Uranus impactor or Uranus technically impactor, but we're not gonna see him because we already know any of the other rocky planets didn't exist because we would have saw them unless they were both seen, but that's what made the asteroid belt and Jupiter crash into them in Big Bang 2. But I know one thing. There's a possibility that Chera was canon. See, you guys remember when we first saw Uranus in First Planets and he was now on his side. There's only one thing or one character who could have done that. Chera. It was Chera. It was there's he can't just do that unless you break physics and then do that. But you know what I mean. He can't tilt to the side by on his own. Yeah, they're gonna make them female. I would think they would make. Like, I feel like, yeah, I think Chara was female, but we're just never gonna see her ever. Or him, or however they want to put, but it's probably gonna be female because. And Chrysalis is obviously gonna be female. Um, you know what I really do hate? Like, I really wanted. I really wanted Neth to be canon. I really did. He's the only one that I really wanted because he could have or she could have went in so many different ways. He could have been rude. He could have been nice and sweet, as I like to make him, or shy, or something, or I don't know. I don't know because Neth could only be canon if Venus had life. That's the only way he could have been canon because he would have crashed into. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, but I think I really wanted to see Neth. And the reason why I say Chera is canon is because in the Big Bang, he wasn't on his tilt yet. Then in the first planets, he was on his tilt. But who knows? Who knows? Because they're probably just gonna like um uh hmm. You guys think I'm better writing stuff than Solarballs? I don't think so. I mean, they can animate much better than I can do in like 5 freaking years because I don't know what do they animate on? I don't know. Do they animate on? They have to. Isn't it? I was about to say it over here. There's no way they did that on no anime. They did. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. They're they had no like I feel like the Planet X, like the Battle of Planets ending was kind of freaking stupid. It felt really, really like just plot. It just felt like plot just to get X out of here basically. X didn't even have to leave. He could have just stayed put, but he didn't because 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 they they because Proteus just needed a dude. It's only because of plot. That's all they did. It's all they freaking put in. It was all plot. It was all plot. If Proteus wasn't friends with Planet X, probably that would have happened at first. And second, example like um I'm I, they're I can't I seriously can't do this anymore. Also, I realized. Do you guys realize something that's really weird about the planet skins when they're younger? They have like the older ones have like the gas shines and ice shines both have freckles, but the rocky planets don't. So that makes me assume that their like surface or body gets more mature because they're I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Maybe that's how they are. And gas just doesn't, just doesn't. And but but if that was the case, Saturn would have at least have and even if in first of all, if Uranus is on his side now, you would have seen his rings forming. You would have seen his moons start to form. There's nothing in there that connects. It just doesn't connect. Also, I just think the fact that like Venus liking Thea is kind of weird because I mean I guess it's just because she's a female, but there's more fish in the sea. There's maybe don't say that, but you know what I mean. There's like much more characters you can like upon, and if Thea is already taken, then oh well. I just hope that he just doesn't get rejected because that would be much worse. Or he just realizes that it's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so sad if he just gets rejected. Or it's like it's so sad. You know what? Something else that I feel like is weird. The fact that the designs of some of the characters just don't look right. Like, I think like the prime example would be like Mars. You can at least make him red, make him red, and at least put some snow on the top of his south poles because he looks like because that's how he looks like in real life. And if they're, I've been, but I know it's because he would look similar. But who in the hell would he look similar to? Who? I wouldn't think Venus or Earth because one of them is blue and one of them's literally just it's got like a pepper. But then what? How was that? How was that like good in a way? also, half of the characters who don't have atmospheres do. Who do have atmospheres are just not seen. Venus is like my prime example of who doesn't have one because he literally has one. That's all you see pictures of Venus when you look him up. And plus we technically seen him once with his atmosphere. We're never gonna see it again, or either that, or he's just gonna like shove it off. Like, nah, I don't want to show that shit. like, 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 it's not bad. Like, I mean, I guess it's just to show that he's a bit different and not to just make Mercury just look sad because he just doesn't have an atmosphere. But it makes sense. Why don't you just change him a little bit? And I know Mercury's supposed to be gray. I mean, yeah, but to make him not complete with Luna, I mean, it actually kind of does look like Luna. You know what? We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Okay. Talking about the signs, real Ganymede looks like throw up. Okay, look at real Ganymede real quick. Real Ganymede actually looks like throw up. Like, let me just look him up. Show me a picture, damn it. A picture of Ganymede. He actually just looks like throw up. Look at that. It looks like throw up and all that stuff. And then you got the piece of cheese that you call a planet, and they got broken glass. Then he got a grape as the moon of Jupiter. That's all you have. You got some cheese, you got some throw up, you got broken glass, and you got a grape that was battered with a bat. Then you got the moons of Jupiter right there. The and then you got Titan. Titan looks like an orange. A really rotten orange. Or I can also say he looks like a just. Why does he look like that? He looks stupid. Okay, talking about the moons, let's just see the moons of Saturn. Just like the biggest three. Oh, jeez. Penis is just freaking ice cream. Anyway, in Saturn, it looks much more gold in this than in the show, and much more disgusting gold, if you know what I mean. He does not look like that, and it's kind of disgusting. We don't talk about that. And I'm not gonna be. Also, who really cares about Uranus's moons? Because I don't really care about them, and in the show they don't really care about him. So yeah, Titania deserves to die. I'm just gonna say that every time. Titania deserves to die. I don't care if she's thrown into the sun, solar flared, if she's like thrown out of orbit or just freaking leaves. I don't care. She deserves to die. Then you got Neptune's moons, and it's kind of crazy because he's just like one big dwarf planet, and then you got everybody else. Got everybody else. Um, Also, isn't Proteus supposed to be much more like spherical than You know what? I'm not gonna talk about it. And how he actually looks. You know, I don't talk about that. Also, I want to say this anytime I can, but I want to see other dwarf planets. And whatever Sedata was on, I don't know what he was on, what they were on when they made that shit, but I hate it. What is this? I don't like it at all. They look like crap. Why does she look like that? They had a perfect opportunity to make it similar to like the horror version, but no, they decided to look like it looks like a raspberry. It's a freaking raspberry, dude. That raspberry is just what you. Why does this exist? Why is this the one? It's actually a female. Yeah, if you didn't know, this is how Sedata looks like. I would actually rather like if I could, I would redesign that so bad and made this into a at least I would keep the female part, but make her a bit cuckoo. Not whatever they're on when they made that. If we see this abomination like as a character, I will jump off a cliff. This I don't. She seems quite cheerful, and is seen is what does that even with an exoplanet? Who's exoplanet 3? Talk about exoplanets. Wait, is that? Oh, it is Diona recolored. Oh, didn't. Oh, it says it on the thing. It's every color where it's not Dione. They're so freaking lazy. My God, they should hire me to make designs because I don't like that. Sedata is pink, not this. As much as I don't really mind the fact, like, that we're maybe. And also, are we also gonna get exoplanets? I want to see an exoplanet just this once. just once, dude. Once I want to see one dwarf planet in this whole thing. But I don't know. We're probably not gonna get that because there's no in this show. We're not gonna get anything. Get anything from this show because we don't really get anything we really want. We just get crap. Not saying it in a bad way, but Proto looks like he wants to kill himself anyway. Also, I feel like the fact that we're talking about things that should be added. I want the other dwarf planets to make an appearance. I know I said that, but I specifically want like I don't even know how to spell their name. Quodar, I think, or like Quodar. At least Gong Gong needs to be in there. I hate everything. Or make some of the asteroids in the freaking the biggest asteroids in the asteroid belt. So series does it actually go freaking insane. But no, we don't get that because we never get anything. We're not gonna see that because we all know we're not. see, see, this is when you know that they have lost ideas. Trying feel like they don't want to make any more characters because they don't know what voices to give them. But I'm I I am I am free to be a voice actor because I can do stuff. Well, I think I can, or I hope I can. But you know what I think? Why I think? Because it would be too much work. Let's just put that in quote unquote too much work. Too much work. Too much work. But you can't. You know what? I'm seriously done. There's so much they could have done like right in this show, but it just never did it because probably actually I don't know why because I don't work for them. Uh, uh, Probably I never will, but I never will. Never will, but